Let's apply the Aurora glaze on this surface. Aurora glaze does not need to be scraped to thick. What about the premise? This bottom layer, that is, there is no dust on the base layer. Pretty sturdy. Solid is the best. Then we apply the Aurora glaze. Our Aurora glaze itself is paste-like. We don't need to apply to thick when batching. The best way is to choose spraying. Spray more evenly, then it is easier to master the thickness. Let's start applying now. When applying, it doesn't need to be too thick. It's a thin layer. Whoever apply the paint, there will be some more or less sharpening prints, or some small scratches. This is normal. It doesn't need to be too thick. That's it. After our first Aurora glaze is completely dry, let's emphasize, it's completely dry. Well, the suggestion is to spray. Why is that? Spraying very evenly. We scraped it. There may be this uneven thickness, especially the location of uneven grooves on the wall, but it's actually not dry yet. Since we are making small sample pieces, so let's just explain this issue. For large areas, you must pay attention to these points. Let's apply it a second time. Let's apply it a second time. Still don't apply thick. What are you paying attention to? It's this side. Pay attention to this side. We have to cover it. Maybe the first time you apply, we're applying from this direction to this direction. But the second time, we can apply this way from this position. Then repeat the process. Let's apply it 4 times. As for spraying, you need to spray it 4 to 5 times. After it's completely dry, let's polish it again. This second is finished. There's a hint of this hazy feeling, just a little bit. After our laser glaze is completely dry, we polish it with this vibrating sander. Be sure to use this high power. We're using 390 watts. Don't use 150 watts. 150 watts, it's a bit low power, hard to polish, and they couldn't hit the target. Then we used this sandpaper first. You can choose to use 320 mesh. You can also choose to use 400 mesh. They're not so different. I'm using white sand now. 320 mesh sandpaper on our sand mill. On the sander, let's polish. When polishing, the position of this corner, it's new sandpaper. Be careful not to come up and sand it with new sandpaper. The position of this corner, it's easy to miss. Because he is rough, let's polish in the middle first. This surface of itself, now it's shiny. After you finish, from the side, he has no luster at all, and there are some small sharpening scratches inside. Everything has to be polished to perfection. When the completely dry laser glaze is polished, he produces this powder. What if it's not smooth when sanding or pilling? It's just that your laser glaze isn't dry, or there is a phenomenon of turning the skin. They are all laser glazes that are not dry. Now when we are polishing, you may see it in the video. There is a scratch in this position. That's when we're scraping. Maybe it's because of this impurity, or are there small grains of sand? Bring out this scratch. When we look at it from the side, it's a little groove. It must have lost this luster. Flatten this groove. This large area is basically ground flat. Let's grind this corner again. Handle it gently. Well, we were all completely matte. Then we exchange 1000 mesh of sandpaper. We continue to polish. Clean up the dust on it. Keep polishing. Well, we have 320 mesh. After the polishing, we exchange 1000 mesh sandpaper 1000 mesh. When sanding with 1000 mesh sandpaper, we need to turn around to polish. Let it be polished more in place and finer. What about after 1000 mesh? We'll wipe the dust off with a dry towel. Let's do the first polishing. The first polishing. We use this adjustable speed polisher. It can regulate speed. Then polish. Attention, this is what must be used. It's a wool disc of pure wool. Otherwise, you won't be able to shine. Then when polishing, the first polishing at the beginning, we don't need to keep the speed too high. Generally, it is controlled at about 3rd and 4th gears. The speed is basically around 2000 revolutions per minute. Oh, we can basically polish it to a shiny finish now. He has a certain gloss, but it's not enough. After the initial polishing of this step, we're going to use those 1000 mesh sandpapers. Beat it completely matte. Then continue to polish. In this way, you will see if everything has been polished properly. If it is not in place, the luster will be higher. So we'll do it again. Matte him again. We get rid of this dust as we polish it, or it'll roll the ball in it. If we are building a large area, if you find this stuck on the sandpaper, polish it off. This dust rolls out. This ball, we need to swing in some angular positions. Clean up this dust. Let's polish again. This is for polishing attention. Then dispose of the dust. We polish. When polishing, our wool plate has been used for a long time. You can also grind it for a while in some angular positions. Shake out the small particles in the wool tray. Then we polish. The speed should not be too high. You can use a little force. Press a little force to polish. Then the more times you need to polish, the higher the gloss that comes out. It's got a very bright gloss now, normally during large-scale construction. Let's not be in the same position. It takes too long to polish. It generates a lot of heat. It is easy to burn this paint film. If you are making a sample, we'll polish it around and wait a little bit. Wait a minute. It's cold. We'll polish it again. Now you can see the shadow of my hand. It's reflected in it. The gloss has come out. Let's wait a moment. Polish it a second time and a third time. We polish it now for the last time. We can increase the number of revolutions slightly. It can also be polished at the original number of revolutions. Done. Look at the brightness. Blue sky and white clouds. And the reverse shadow of my hand. Very, very bright. The blue sky and white clouds in the sky are all revealed. Is this the brightness of the light we threw? The building opposite is reflected in. Very, very bright.